Shannon, how much does missing the playoffs this year hurt Belichick's legacy?
None. You can miss the playoffs for the next 5 years. Coach Belichick's legacy is set in stone. He's reached 9 Super Bowls. He's won 6. What he's done, I mean, it depends on how long he coached. There's an outside chance, Skip, he might could catch Coach Shula. Now, I don't know if he wants to put that kind of time in, but I think 300 wins is really an outside chance. I think he can get to 300 fairly easily. But, Skip, when he got 6, when you figure he got 6 wins out of his roster, hell, he should be in the Coach of the Year consideration. Considering all the opt-outs, Stephon Gilmore has been in and out of the lineup all year. Cam has been ineffective, new system. He got COVID, missed some games. And what we've seen, Skip, we've seen some guys struggle early on coming back from COVID. We saw Myles Garrett get it, and he's not the same pass rusher that he was before he got it. We saw Cam. Cam has struggled coming back from that. Lamar says, we saw Lamar cramped up the other night. And so for me, Skip, look, this doesn't prove anything. This proved that Tom Brady was smart to leave knowing that he did not have the Skip, getting to the play. When New England is not about getting to the playoffs. Yeah, it'd have been good. We had something to talk about. But when you've accomplished what they've accomplished, the playoffs is not the standard. The standard is the Super Bowl. And Tom knew with the talent that I have on this roster, even if I'm historically great, I can't take it to the Super Bowl. I can't win. I can't beat the teams. I can't beat Tennessee. I can't beat Mahomes with this roster. So he went and got him a more talented roster that he feels gives him a better chance to get to the ultimate game and win it. So for me, Skip, this does nothing to taint Coach Belichick's legacy. Hell, I'm surprised he won 6 games. Considering all the opt-out, I'm considering the lack of talent. And it's his fault now. He shop all the groceries. So the dish that it turned out, Skip, that mess that it tastes like, he cooked it.
But you did predict he would win this division.
Yes.
Okay.
I did not predict Buffalo to take off like they took off. I knew the Jets was going to be the Jets. And Miami has surprised me with how well they played. And we saw Miami trending, but I thought year 3 would be the year that they make the serious playoff run. But I think the Ravens are going to get that final playoff spot, and I'll be right.
You'll be right about what?
I think the Ravens. I think the Dolphins are going to miss the playoffs this year. I think the Ravens will win their last 2 games.
Yeah.
I think they got the Giants, and then they got somebody fairly easy.
It's easy.
Yeah.
They got the easiest closing season.
Right. Yeah. So and I believe they'll get that spot over the Dolphins.
Okay. Back to your statement that you opened with. If Bill Belichick were to miss the playoffs for 5 straight years, then the NFL world would conclude that Brady was 90% of the dynasty, and that would ruin Bill Belichick's legacy.
No.
Well, it would in his mind. It would in most people's minds that, well, Brady made you, which is what I thought from the start.
Well, people will say, well, if Belichick had the roster in Tampa, they wouldn't have lost 4 games. They'd have lost maybe 1 game, 2 tops, if he had that roster.
Well, look at this roster. How did he improve it?
That's what I'm saying, Skip. He shot for the groceries. So the meal the dish that's being prepared, he prepared it.
Okay, and speaking of missing the playoffs for the next 5 years, I think it's a distinct possibility because he doesn't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
Can Cam bounce back from this? It's been pretty miserable, all told. If you look at the whole body of work, and I give you COVID, I give you lack of, like Tom Brady somewhere today is saying, I
told you.
I know exactly how he feels.
I told you so.
But Cam now in QBR ranks 29th out of 32 quarterbacks. It's 45, 5 points below average. He's thrown 5 touchdown passes to 10 interceptions. He has run for 11 rushing touchdowns, which is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had a couple of moments in the sun where he ran with the ball early, but you were the first to say, well, you can't keep that up.
No.
Okay.
And he's had a couple of games, Skip, where he's thrown for 397 against the Seattle. He had another 379 against somebody. So he's had flashes where it's reminded you, man, okay. And then you have some other games. You see the game in Denver, and you see the games under 100 yards passing. You're like, well, damn, Cam.
And then last week, as we well know, all too well, he had one potential star receiver in N'Keal Harry, picked late in the first round, only first-round draft pick at receiver by Bill Belichick since he's been in New England. And N'Keal's trainer dumped it all on Cam, saying it's basically you know, it's his fault
Right.
that my guy is not catching a lot of balls, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you got that working against you. And then you go to Miami, and the defense that's been pretty good much of the year, it gave up 250 yards rushing to the Dolphins.
Yeah.
250 yards. What is that about? And all of a sudden, they lose Stephon Gilmore, and I don't know the end of it. I hope I'm going to knock on wood for him. But it looked bad,
traded.
right?
Yeah, I don't see a scenario. Skip, normally what the Patriots do, what we've seen them do over time, Skip, if they give you money, extra money, the next year you gone.
You're gone.
They're going to trade you.
But it looks like he's got a season-ending knee injury. I don't know the end of it.
It looked bad yesterday.
Okay. So all of a sudden, they have 2 games remaining. One's on Monday Night Football a week from tonight against the Bills that you're starting to love.
Yeah.
So are the Bills going to take their foot off the gas, or are they going to just drive it home?
You got to.
Okay. And then they wind up with the Jets at home, and the way the Jets have suddenly started playing, because the Jets should have beaten Las Vegas.
Yeah, they should have, yeah.
Okay. So maybe that's like a toss-up game to me now.
Man, you know, front office, you know, the higher-ups and the Jets, like, what are y'all doing?
Okay.
The players like, yes, because we do not want to have our photo beside the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
The only team in a 16-game schedule, Skip, to win none of your games. I go 1-15. There have been some 1-15 teams. There have only been 1-16, and I didn't want to be 2. So we might have lost Trevor. Forget Trevor Lawrence, because there's a good chance I'm not going to be here to play with Trevor Lawrence had he come to the Jets.
Okay.
So I don't care nothing about y'all wanting Trevor Lawrence.
Well, it's funny. The team that needs Trevor Lawrence, maybe even worse than the Jets, is New England.
Yes.
They don't. Is it Jared Stidham next year?
No.
I just don't see it.
No.
I think he was ready to go forward with Jared this year.
I think they're hoping that some of these quarterbacks, maybe Matt Stafford becomes available in trade, Matt Ryan becomes available. Maybe there are some of these quarterbacks, Skip, big dollar guys that's going to become available. But hell, the Patriots ain't got no money. Coach Belichick said that's why we gave Campbell $1 million. We ain't got no money.
And the crusher yesterday was Miami's top running back, Myles Gaskin, was out.
Yeah.
And so Salvon Ahmed, undrafted out of Washington, ran wild. He had 122, and they had, again, 250 total.
Breda had 86 on 12 carries.
Thank you.
42 for 252.
So help me out. Where are you headed? Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? I just don't see it. It looks dark to me.
Yeah.
And by the way, did you see Belichick after the game? Did you see what he wore to his media session? If we could just see a quick shot of him. It's scary. I think nobody. He didn't want anybody to even know who he was. He's trying to hide.
Coach Belichick said, man, forget it.
You want me to wear a mask? Here's a mask.
Coach Belichick, man, they're like, Coach, can you normally, Skip, you know you're on camera, can you lift your hat a little bit so you casting the shadow? Coach Belichick said, nah.
Hey. He's gone into witness protection.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.